The sink. Oh, that sink.
Oh, the sink.
Let's
tell the sink story.
You should tell the sink story.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Darksiders 2 with
An inappropriate voiceover.
Oh no, sorry, Dust, I made you go away. Oh, sorry, Dust.
Just now.
You're a good bird, you're a good bird. Okay, bye, Dust, I'm sorry, I gotta go, otherwise people will probably get mad at me.
Have you tried opening a different door back there?
No, I think I know what to do.
Okay, cool.
I think I know what to do. I think
I think I can.
I don't think I can, but I will certainly try it! Are you kidding me? I have the worst throw. That's not... Okay, this works too.
It works.
This works. This works. I have redeemed myself.
Roll again. I'm eating happy snacks while she's not here.
Okay. Also, if I wanted to talk about that rug rash story that happened. So, back when I was in middle school, we were doing a production that, has, to be honest, a questionable title. That it was like, okay, middle schoolers probably don't know what this is, but we kind of had an idea of what it was. It was called The Stiffening.
Oh no.
But
Was that written by Neil Simon?
Some people that were middle schoolers at one point. But anyway, it was basically about mannequins and a haunted place, and if you stayed in there too long, you slowly became a mannequin. And
that is horrifying.
And then all the mannequins in there were just like past people.
Oh, good.
And then there was a phantom in there. Also, there was a phantom.
There was Go ahead, keep going.
Which was funny because we totally made fun of it because we found like a Phantom of the Opera mask.
Uh-huh.
This play was our first night was a nightmare, by the way, but that's another story. It was like, so I played a character that stayed in there for a bit too long or got cursed or something. So her legs were frozen. And there was a point during all the climax where I had to crawl over to where the action was. And the stage, because it was a bad stage, was on carpet.
Oh.
So for rehearsals and for performances, I had crawled so much on like the carpet that on my right arm you can faintly see like a carpet thing in there. But I had like this blue rash of carpet because like I'd done it so much the carpet got into my skin, and then for the longest time it's just been in there. Wow!
Well, so apparently you were cursed by the carpet demons.
You can kind of see it just a bit, and I like eventually it disappeared, and I'm like, I think I just have carpet inside of me now.
Forever.
That's weird. So yeah. But anyway, that whole production was a nightmare because the first night that happened, like, I'm going on my story now, so everyone can take a break. So in order to break the curse, what we had to find out is that there was a sword and a sheath, like a cursed sword and a cursed sheath, and a phantom. Anyway, so you had to put the sword inside the sheath, and then the curse would be broken.
Oh, that's simple, I guess.
Yeah, here's the thing though. First night of our production, the person playing the phantom, bless his soul, was like...
He brought it out in the sheath.
No, it was bad, because he was like looking backstage for it while he was off stage. And he couldn't find it. He couldn't find the sheath while the sword was out there. He's like, this is bad.
Oh my God.
And he's like, this show must go on. So they went out there and they're like, look, he has the sheath. And then they're like, wait, where is it? And he just was like, I don't know, guys. So then in the scuffle that happened, his mask had flown off. And they were like, maybe it's the mask. The mask is the sheath. So they used this mask as the sheath. So when they put the sword in the said sheath, they kind of just stabbed it through the eye. That's a nightmare. It was like, and the best part about it is that we ended up seeing a play earlier on that was literally, I forget what the title of this play is, but it's a play literally where everything goes wrong. Mm-hmm. And then once everything goes wrong, people love it so much, and then they just have to keep trying to find out ways to make it more and more hilarious with each different things.
The play that everything goes wrong, was it meant to be like a scheme about stealing a ruby or a diamond?
I don't think so.
Okay, then no, it's not the same place.
All I know is that there was a guy that was supposed to go on stage, and we were seeing the backstage of thing. There was the sound effect of the window breaking, but he hadn't broken the window yet. So he scrambled up to go break the window, and he opened it up, and his pants just fell down. It was great. So we had watched that, and then the nightmare of our play happened. Then we watched that, and we were like, you know what, guys, we did fine.
There was a play that I was in called Wherefore Art Thou Romeo. The whole premise of the play is it's opening night of Romeo and Juliet, and the actors don't show up. So they force the techies who are not doing vital roles to go out on stage in costume to cover for them.
Nice.
So I had to go out and be Romeo. The only girl on the tech crew was, in another part of the building, so we ran to get her, but she was taking too long, so they forced one of the guys to go out as Juliet, and they put a mop on his head for a wig.
Nice.
I miss my
there wasn't enough people for everyone to be cast, so the guy playing Tybalt and Mercutio, the two people who died in the middle, were played by the same guy.
Oh.
And what was funny about him is that this guy had been in West Side Story earlier that year, so they worked that into a joke. So they told him it's like West Side, and that was the thing, is every one of the people, the techies, because they were non-vital roles, they didn't actually know what the play was about. So what ended up happening was they were each told one thing. Like, my character was like, I don't know anything about Shakespeare. It's like, he rhymes a lot. Well, you mean like Dr. Seuss? Yeah, like Dr. Seuss. So my character, the entire play, was just reworking Shakespeare quotes to fit, rewording Dr. Seuss quotes to fit Shakespeare.
Nice.
Then the guy was just like, be as effeminately gay as you can be, and then, anyway, so the other guy who was double cast, he's like, it's like I'm a West Side Story. So he came out when he was supposed to be Tybalt. He was, talking with a Puerto Rican accent. It's like,
My sister!
I know it's not a Puerto Rican accent, but that's the best I can do to imitate how bad the accent he was actually doing for the show.
Right.
So then when they got to the part where they're supposed to die, and it's like, it was like, hey, we challenge you guys, you and all your normal buddies here, we challenge you to a rumble. Me and all my foreign buddies.
Oh, dear.
And then at one point, when he's supposed to get stabbed, he's like, oh, you made me bleed my foreign blood.
Bleed my foreign blood. Okay, I just got it now. I've tried paying attention to blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to do good because I ran out of my story and I ran in circles.
And then also just as a random joke, since in West Side Story, the relation is brother-sister, but I think in Romeo and Juliet, it's a cousin, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, Romeo, since I'm dying, do me a favor. Tell my sister that she's really my cousin.
Oh, dear. No.
Or, and then kind of, they couldn't find the sheet. Well, I was in Julius Caesar in high school, and there was this one fight scene that took place, and every single night they had to do it differently because one thing or another. It was like, first night they did the choreography, and then the teacher, our director, was finally like, so I got a question, yeah? Why are you bothering to steal his knife to kill him? She's got a sword. Just stab him with your sword. So they tried to do that. Well, the sword broke on stage.
Oh.
So they had to improvise and basically did the exact same choreography originally with the stealing of the sword, or the knife.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Isn't it great when your props are missing or dead or something?
Yeah.
So it wasn't until the last night of the show that they were able to do it the way that the director actually wanted it.
Here's, like, our middle school director, this whole production kind of thing, eventually got to the point it was like our final little hurrah of whatever we were doing. And we were, like, asking her opinions, and she just looked at us and was like, you guys can do whatever you want. Oh. And we found out that after we had, like, left and gone to high school, because that was our last year, she stopped teaching theater. We broke her.
Well, wow.
Yeah, there was a play. I mean, I really like this teacher, and he took over as the head of acting down at Snow, but the last show I saw him do, it wasn't the last, It was called no, it wasn't the last show, but it was the second to last show I ever saw him do. It was called what was it called? One Mad Night. The basic premise is that this guy retreats to a secluded manor just to do something. I don't remember what. Only when he gets there, what he hasn't realized is that the insane asylum over the hill burned down, and since they thought no one lived in the manor because it's been abandoned for so long, they moved all the inmates into his manor. So now he has to spend a night with all these crazy people, and then discovers there's a other secret diabolical plot going on. Anyway, he literally let the actors do whatever they wanted, and it turned into an absolute unmitigated nightmare because none of them knew when to stop. It's like, for example, one of the girls was wearing a French maid outfit, and she thought it'd be funny in this one scene if she, tried to be all sexy for the Chinese butler. The problem is everyone thought, that sounds funny. Everyone should try to seduce everyone else in this play. I'm like, you're killing the joke. Like, it was funny when the girl in the French maid outfit was trying to be sexy, because in order to compensate for the French maid outfit, they gave her, like, one of those granny-style diaper underwears underneath. And it's like, it was funny, because she was trying to be sexy, she put her butt in the air, but all you could see were these big, poofy granny panties. But then it's like, why is this one... It's like, wait a minute. The super snooty, rich, stuck-up, smug lady, why is she trying to seduce the criminal? I mean, it's like, it would have been funny if it just, A, didn't make any sense for her character, and B, 4 other people are trying to pork 5 other people.
Nice.
Or then something else that was a little too much is the guy playing the main character, good actor, he was a good friend of mine, but they let him get away with a little too much, because there's supposed to be a scene where he's pretending to be a ghost to scare the main villain, and at one point he's like, I'm going to read my lines like Count Chocula, while dancing around under the sheet. I'm like, this is entertaining, but it doesn't match his character up to this point. Or then, at one point, I'm trying to, go along with the crazies. In the original script, he calls himself, if you're Lady Macbeth, then I'm Mother Goose. But because this actor had played Cat in the Hat earlier that year, they switched it around to, he's like, well, I'm the Cat in the Hat. And they even got him wearing a Cat in the Hat hat at one point, which was kind of funny. The problem is, he then started singing songs from Seussical. I'm like, come on, it's a little too tongue-in-cheek to be funny.
I can't complain because I am not consistent with my acting at all.
I don't act. I just look disinterested and annoyed. So, you got one up on me.
Nah, I just
Part of my brain wants to almost think, like, I know it's not true, but I almost want to say the cast I worked with in Mockingbird is what got the acting director to retire.
Well, from what you've told me, they sound like they were really obnoxious to work with. At least half of them were, really.
I think they all realized he was retiring and were trying to see what they could get away with.
Yeah.
And then he would not have any of their bullshit.
Yeah. Now, one joke that was really tongue-in-cheek that the director decided in One Mad Night that I thought, okay, that is actually funny because it's subtle. One of the characters, every scene he was in, he came out wearing a different hat. That's how they got him in the Cat in the Hat hat. What was kind of funny is when he stole the Cat in the Hat hat from him, he had another hat underneath it. I'm like, okay, that's funny. It's subtle, it's not in your face, and then another character who thought she was every Shakespeare character. They gave her these long flowing outfits that had sleeves sewn inside of them.
Pockets?
Yeah, that's what I meant, pockets. No, she had sleeves inside the sleeves.
Yes.
So she kept stealing, like, every time she came on stage, she stole something else.
Nice.
Like, at one point, she even stole the balls off the, banister. The last scene, like, the play goes out on, you see her, she's stolen someone's coat, stealing...
Babies!
My babies!
Like, she's stealing all this stuff, and right before she goes off stage, she stops, turns around, and just steals the whole coffee table and walks out.
Jeez. Someone rolled a natural 20. Sorry.
We could tell that story if we wanted.
Yeah, why not tell it?
Yeah, the sink. Oh, that sink.
Oh, the sink.
Let's
tell the sink story.
You should tell the sink story.
Because we've talked about it so much, it needs to happen
It needs
for the
to-
people that don't know.
Okay.
Once upon
Here we go. Once upon a time, we were doing a D&D campaign. Us 4 and Sunshine
And
my husband Anthony.
Yeah.
So, I had built this gorgeous campaign. It was great.
It was really good. Thank you. We need to finish it at some point.
If our schedules will allow it.
Yeah.
But so the first big area that they had to go to is they went to this dwarven city, and they had to sneak into the tunnels. Well, so they got to the tunnels, which was like right next to a temple, and the doors were locked. So they're like, oh, okay, well, we'll summon the paladin's charger, and we'll just raise a horse.
That was a necromancer.
Yeah, because Senpai was playing a necromancer.
Oh yeah, that's the funny part, is there was a paladin and a necromancer in the party together, but the paladin was blind.
Yeah.
So, Anne was married to said necromancer, and she went out of her way to not tell him she was a necromancer.
Yeah. So they hitch up these horses to the doors, and have them giddy up, and they get the door off the hinges, nice and easy. But of course, the people in the temple hear all the commotion and are like, "The hell?" And so their brilliant idea to make sure they didn't find the undead horse was to cast fairy fire on said undead horse and send it running in front of the temple.
Unfortunately, we didn't know that was a sign of a prophecy for war or the end times or something.
Yeah, so the priestesses saw this and just decided, oh man, it's a sign! We must go to war against everybody! And the party was like, well, damn it, and then went on their quest. And just left them to do their
Because
thing.
we were partially hoping that when we got out that it wouldn't be an issue to deal with.
Well,
we were wrong.
unfortunately, when we got back, it was an issue.
Yeah, the entire city had geared itself up to go to war, and they were already marching out the door.
There was a potion back there we could grab.
Yeah, it was great.
Well, we just...
So, of course, they need to come up with a plan to fix it. And so they got a book from the library of... Was that when you guys went to the college?
Yeah, we were trying to find
the
a
second time
prophecy of peace.
The second time we went to the college.
Okay, so that was after you got your colt.
Yeah, I before we went with the whole fairy fire, my character Meliki had was trying to get some information from some college students, and apparently she rolled really well for her charisma check, and one of them fumbled.
Yes.
And so then believed her story of how she was like a prophecy and talked to gods and goddesses.
Yeah, there was this whole thing where they were the chosen ones to save the world.
Yeah.
So they were chosen by the stars. And this one student believed it wholeheartedly and began a school club that turned into a cult. Just awaiting her heroic exploits.
Yep.
So, fast forward past the horse. They're walking out of the city, and they went back to the college, got a book, and found out, okay, if we can make it rain on a clear day, then that's a sign of peace, and they can't go to war. So how they accomplish this? You were playing, what were you playing, a blade dancer?
No, I was,
She was a rogue, just a plain rogue.
She was just playing rogue?
I know I punched people.
Okay.
Oh no, you were a battle dancer.
That's
what
it.
it
I was
was.
a battle dancer, and I was like a fox.
But all of our characters had sticky fingers.
Yeah.
They had.
Yeah,
you
because
did.
he was the paladin.
Everybody else
I
had.
got stuck to the spider, so...
Yeah. So,
Okay.
earlier in the campaign, who stole this thing?
I did.
Okay.
I stole the same.
I did help raid said village because I'm,
Yeah.
I don't know, I was a pirate, but
In one particular town, you had rolled another 20 and had stolen everything, including the kitchen sink. And so, to create rain on a cloudless day, they got out the sink and stole a kneecap.
no, I summoned a skeleton, stole his kneecap.
Right. And,
one of my zombies
and soldered
kneecap.
it using your mitt of fire to this sink and floated it in the air so they could make it rain.
Because basically the plan was, I was hoping to make it like a sprinkler head effect.
Yeah.
And it worked!
It did work. Now, see, the dwarves were a very warmongering people, and they'd just been waiting for an excuse to go to war. So they see this rain, and they're like, oh, man.
Quick,
Well,
pointy
maybe it's not a
toes.
thing. So they
See you.
turned to this pool of water, and they were going to ask the
Gods or
gods, can we go to war? Is this cool? And so,
Friggin' Anthony.
friggin' Anthony, he had prestidigitation. He was playing a
What are they called?
Factotum.
Factotum, thank you.
Freaking factotum.
He was playing a factotum, so we had a whole bunch of different things. Factotums were in 3.5, and they were like a jack of all trades. So they could do
They were
everything.
broken as balls.
They were extremely broken. So he turns the
Oh,
water
did you
blue.
get a possessed axe?
Yeah, I did.
Cool.
So I'm just kind of throwing stuff together because I don't have enough room for another scythe. Continue.
So he turns the water blue, which confuses the priestesses to no end. And trying to save face, he gets out this rubber duck that he picked up in a previous town, and he levitates it over and drops it into the pool. Which confuses the priestesses even more, and they're like, screw this, let's just go. So they're marching off to war, and the plan has failed.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Lo and behold.
And wasn't it Flays decided to try to be diplomatic or something?
So Flace walks out.
Oh, yeah.
And the college students see her.
They're a little cold.
And she does a speech. And basically rallies these college students. And begins the Summer's Revolution. Where all of these teenagers and young adults turn on the rest of the army and start a civil war. And then the group ditched and never found out what happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tell the
so...
other story about that sink?
Huh?
You want to tell the other
About
story
the map.
Oh, the freaking cake.
Actually, the episode's over, so we'll tell the story about the map after in the next video.
You are gonna have to wait forever to hear that, guys. I'm so sorry.
Bye-bye.